Hi, Omega Khaos here again with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile, and this time I'm showing my update DD deck. So this deck hasn't changed that much, but I definitely made some few significant changes, and I think it's a little bit more consistent now. So I guess let's go to this deck. So first the monsters. So I still use that one DD Tomb King Armageddon. Okay, still pretty good. Level 8 Pendulum. So yeah, pretty good for rank 8s and stuff like that. And on its own, it's pretty powerful as well. Then I use triple DD Oblivion King Abyss Ragnarok. Of course, very important combo cards. Has really good Pendulum effect. So essentially like extra extender and really good monster effects as well. Being able to summon any DD monster from the graveyard, as well as has ability to remove monsters as well and banish them. So definitely a really amazing card for this deck. Then I use one DD Summon Thomas, pretty much for rank 8 plays more or less, so definitely pretty good. Then I use one DD Chaos King Apocalypse, it can spell summon itself from the Pendulum Zone. It's definitely pretty good. Then I use one DD Summoned Newton because it's a 10 scale. And you can also discard it to recycle any DD or dark contact from the graveyard. Then I use triple DD Dog, a new addition to this deck. On its own, it can negate pretty much effects of fusion, synchro, or exceed monsters if they spell summon them. But of course, it's really good for rank 6 play. Summon out my High King Caesar, which can negate anything that spell summons. So definitely a really good card for this deck. Then I use triple DD Summoned Copernicus. Pretty good, of course. Being able to send any DD or dark contact to the graveyard is definitely really good. Then of course I use a triple DD Summoned Kepler. Be able to search out any dark contract from the deck. Definitely very nice. Then of course I use triple DD Swirl Slime. Of course, extremely important card for your combos. You definitely won't have it in hand. Then I use triple DD Necro Slime. Not an important card for your combos because it's pretty much Miracle Fusion from the graveyard for your DD fusions. And the last monster in the main deck is triple DD Lamia, the main tuner of the deck, and of course really amazing because it can also recycle itself from the graveyard as well. Now let's see the spell cards. I don't use any traps in this deck. So I use a triple Dark Contract with the gate, of course, able to search out any DD monster from the deck, but unfortunately in the standby phase you get 1000 damage, but most of the time you're going to remove it from the field anyway before your standby phase comes. Then I use one Dark Contract with the Swamp King. It's a pretty good fusion spell for this deck. Might run more of it, but right now I don't really have the space for more of it. Then I use triple Wear Artau. So essentially, if you control a face-up level 1 monster, you can add in another level 1 monster from the deck to a hand. But if you don't normal summon that same monster you searched, you get 2000 damage. But that's worth it. Then I use triple Allure of Darkness because pretty much all of this deck's main deck monsters are dark attribute, and of course it's really good to dig for more of your combo pieces. Then I use triple Pot of Desires. I have a love-hate relationship with this card. A lot of time I do like it in some of the decks, but a lot of time it can backfire as well. But in this deck it's pretty good because I do run a lot of the important combo pieces at 3, and getting 2 extra cards is really good. But we'll see if I decide to take it out or not. Then I use one for one. Of course, a really amazing card for this deck, which is do run out of level 1 monsters. And finally, the last card in the main deck is one Foolish Burial, because of course a lot of the cards in this deck work from the graveyard as well. Now let's see the extra deck. So first the fusions are on one DD Flame Hiking Genghis, a really good card because it has that same reviving ability when a DD monster is summoned to your field, and also in your turn when a spell trap card is activated, you can negate that card. Definitely pretty good, I would say. Then of course on 2 DD Flame King Genghis, the regular one, of course, really good card for sure, being able to revive DDs and stuff like that, good for rank 6 plays as well as synchro plays as well. Then another one, DD Dragonbane King Beowulf, pretty good as another level 8 fusion monster, can also destroy a back row as well in your standard phase. Definitely pretty decent, I would say. The last fusion is one DD Oracle King D-Arc, it's a level 7 fusion monster. As well, of course, if you will get any effect damage, you gain life points instead. Definitely pretty good. I don't use any of the Pendulum extra deck monsters anymore, but because they are too hard to summon and they are not really worth it anymore. Then for the synchros, I use one DD Curse King Siegfried, of course, still a very important card for this deck. It's one of the monsters you're going to summon at the end. Then one DD Ghost King Alexander, still very important card for your combos to summon out the Crystal King Synchro Dragon. Then I use one Satellite Warrior, because just in case you have like 4-man Synchron and your level 8 Synchro on the field, sometimes you can go into this as well. But it's something I'm trying out at least for now. Then of course I'm using one Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, a very important card in this deck for sure. And then also use one Formula Synchron. Yeah, trying it out right now. There's definitely sometimes you want to, I guess, summon this card. So yeah, definitely a pretty good one. And then the Xyz monsters. So I use one DD Dwarven King Kali Yuga. Of course, in this deck you're going to summon it if you're like going second most of the time. So it's definitely really good, stops everything on the field, as well as can destroy all the back row on the field as well. Definitely really good. Then I use one DD Wave High King Caesar. It's really good in this deck because it can negate anything that spell summons, and of course negates that card. And also, if you then control another DD monster, the DD monster gains 800 attack points, aside from, of course, itself. And of course, it's sent it from the field to the graveyard. You can add a Dark Contract from the deck to the hand as well. Definitely really good because it's not a once per turn effect, so you can just negate something that spell summons twice. Then I use one number 38, Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy, of course negating any spell cards. Definitely really good. Then I also use one number 90, Galaxy Fallen Lord, which can negate monster effects. So definitely sometimes, depending on the matchup, you either summon Harbinger or this, depending on the matchup, if you can make a rank 8. And then the last card in the extra deck, and the only Link monster I'm playing right now, is one DDD Abyss Hiking Gilgamesh. Definitely a really good card, can be useful in some of the combos as well. So yeah, so now let's show you the best combo in this deck, or the most consistent one. So let's show you the best or most consistent combo in this deck. You basically need the Swirl Slime or the Lamia, more or less, because you're going to search out the other piece. Then DD Summon Kepler to search out the card contract, and then search out your other piece, and Summon Copernicus, send out Necro Slime to the graveyard, as well as DD Dog, which you need a level 6 to make your rank 6, more or less. So So first, I'm going to normal summon DD summon Kepler, and then search out your Dark Conduct to the 8. Then you activate it and search out your other piece, your DD Lamia in this case. Obviously there are so many other different combinations, that's why this deck is so hard to play, because you just have to remember like so many different combinations you can do, more or less, depending on the hand you have. And you have to obviously be able to play through the bad hands as well. Okay, then what you can do is you activate Swirl Slime. You fusion summon using the Lamia and the Swirl Slime to make your fusion, this case being Flame King Genghis. Then you activate Swirl Slime's effect from the graveyard, and then spell summon Copernicus from the hand. Then Genghis effect activates, chaining 1, chaining 2. Which is then send Necro Slime with Copernicus to the graveyard and summon the Lamia from the graveyard with Genghis. You still have the dog in hand. Then you Synchro Summon into Ghost King Alexander. Then you're going to activate Necro Slime from the graveyard. Banish Necro Slime and Genghis. Summon out another Genghis from the deck with Necro Slime. Then activate Alexander's effect to summon out DD Lamia. Then you Synchro Summon with DD Lamia and Hike and Ghost King Alexander to make Crystalline Synchro Dragon. Then you're going to use, okay, let's move these to here, so to link summon to make DD Ghost King Alexander. Then activate the effect. Okay, there's still hand, so then you put someone Newton in your pendulum zone, as well as a base Ragnarok. Then you're going to pendulum summon 5, 10, so you can pendulum summon your level 6 DD Dog. And then if Abyss Ragnarok's effect, because DD monster was spell summoned, I can summon back Ghost King Alexander. Then I can exceed summon into DD Wave High King Caesar. Then I'm going to send Targon to the gate to the graveyard to summon DD Lamia with its own effect. Then Synchro Summon with Lamia and Ghost King Alexander into Cursed King Secret. So that pretty much is the end field for this combo. So pretty much you have a spell trap negate with Curse King Secret. You have a monster negate with Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, and you can negate anything that spell summons twice, so that's pretty much 4 negates. And of course, most decks obviously want to spell summon a lot, so it's not hard to actually use Wave Hiking Seal as effect. Obviously, like I said, there are so many different other combinations. Sometimes you can summon like your rank 8, for example, or something else like that. But I think that's pretty much is the best one, because it is pretty much 4 negates. So, I hope you enjoyed this Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile. For now, goodbye and Khaos out.